Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of This Mazak is a Piece of Junk. Just kidding. Alright, so we're making a little bit of headway on this multiplex. This turret obviously is working fine. This one is still not working. We found, or I realized, that the milling spindle motor for the turrets actually is what also runs the tool changer. As you can see, if we go to head 2, we'll put them in rapid and switch hands here. And if you watch the milling spindle load meter when we tool change, you can see that it spikes up. So, and if we do a multiple tool change, it goes very quickly and everything works fine. So we have a hydraulic issue on this side that we have to figure out, and there's also a broken wire on one of the sensors inside the cover that someone had repaired at some point, so we have to get in there and fix that. But still trying to figure out why this spindle won't turn on. And messing with some stuff the other day with this spindle, we might have figured out sort of why it's doing it, but not so much the fix yet. I'm waiting on mazak to get back to me. I can get an electrical manual for this machine for $100 from mazak. I'm just waiting for them to set it up because I had to transfer ownership of this machine, give them the serial numbers, yada yada yada. So if we go over to, we're on head 2 right now. If we go over to tool offset, and our measure unit is off, so our tool arm is up. If we go to measure unit on, tool arm comes down with the air blast, and measure unit on gets highlighted. And if we hit measure unit off, goes back up, measure unit off is highlighted. And that doesn't make a difference if the collet is, let's open the collet. If the collet's open, it comes down, goes back up, does everything it's supposed to do, right? And then obviously, if we close the spindle and we run this guy, it'll run just fine. Now if we pull this down, it will stop the spindle, and it gives you tool eye position sensor malfunction, obviously, because it's not reading the sensor location. If we, let me see if I can do this here. If I pull this down and I try to hit spindle start, let me try and, there we go. It gives me this spindle start misoperation error, which is the error that this side is giving us. So we're going to reset it here. We're going to go over to head 1. And if you notice, spindle unit off, or measure unit off, sorry, is not lit up. And if I hit measure unit on, the arm comes down, air blast works, it lights up. But if I have measure unit off, it doesn't do anything. The only way I can get this to come back up is push it up, and even then sometimes it fights me, or I have to turn the machine off, put the arm back in its position, and turn it back on, and it stays. Let me wait for this to turn back on here. And I pulled the cover off the backside to check the proc sensors, and you can see that the upwards proc sensor is working. So it turns red when it's approaching, and then it turns green when it's set. And then if I come down, the other one lights up green, goes to red when it's close to proc. So everything works there, because obviously that looks like it turns on the air pressure as well. But for some reason, when it's up and this is on, it's not recognizing that it's actually up. So when I go to, if I go to spindle start, it says spindle start misoperation, the same as it does when this one is not all the way up. So it thinks the tool arm is down. That's the problem. So once we get the electrical manual, we'll try to see what the issue is and go from there.